Welcome to Carolina Shifters YouTube channel, where today we're going to put in a belt that was sponsored to us by Starknightmt. Hang on, I'll go get it. So here it is. Open this guy up. Ooh. Okay. Let's go over here where the action is going to take place. Alright. So, here's the belt. Seems to be pretty nice. Has instructions on the back. Clean clutch and install new belt. Then it also has the break-in process. We'll get to that later. First things first. Let's get this thing lifted up. And I'm gonna do a step-by-step on how to do this. Obviously, you don't have to have a lift. I just happen to have one. So. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's see where y'all gonna be able to see, sorta. All right, first things first is, I'll show you. Okay, you have each one of these bolts here in the clutch cover. We got to remove this clutch cover. You got to remove these 8mm bolts to take the clutch cover off. So I'll start on that. I pre-loosened them before I started the video, so it would speed the process a little bit. Filming this with my cell phone, so bear with me. I would like to learn how to use editing software, but not to get fancy with it, just to be able to splice videos together. Me, myself, I like seeing everything that goes into what's actually going on in the video. I'm not sure how many more of you guys out there might be interested in that type format, but you can use the comment section to let me know if you wouldn't mind. I would appreciate it. Okay, now we're gonna take this clutch cover out. Let's see if I can get y'all in here a little closer. Maybe you can see over here what I'm doing here. All right, so that's the clutch cover in the on position. All right, so you want to pull it to you, and you want to twist the small part of the clutch cover up. Push up, and then spin it over this way, and then tilt it out, and it'll come right out. It's pretty easy. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. Give me just a second. Okay, now there's a special tool here. Okay, this tool here is for the secondary clutch, and it goes over here in one of these holes right here on the secondary clutch. But the thing about it is come on. Oh. Thing about it is only on some machines both of these are threaded. On other machines only one of them are threaded. Okay, but you won't need to use this until after you've already taken this nut off. But I just figured I'd let you know that little bit of information before I get started. Okay, now what we need to do now is we need to take this 18mm bolt out of the primary, and it is turning. You got to turn it right to loosen it. Okay, just because I want to be careful. And then once you loosen it up the first time, there's like a second stage of threads in there that you have to go through. So I'll turn that out by hand. And yes, I know it wasn't very tight because I had already been in here prior to the video. All right, with that out of the way, we want to get a 32mm socket to remove that primary clutch nut there. And it's going to spin the same way, spinning it right to loosen it up. Okay. That guy's off now. Okay. Now, you can pull the clutch cover off, or not the clutch cover, but the primary clutch. Be mindful that you don't pull any extra stuff off. We'll set this aside. Okay. Now, as you can see in here, take you in a little closer. As you can see, this belt at this moment is, pretty tight. Okay, so that's when we're gonna get the tool for the secondary clutch. Make sure you're going into the one that is threaded, and it'll let you know really fast if it's not the right one. Okay, there we go. All right, and spin. And what this is doing is this is opening up this clutch. And then, because it's opening up, it's loosening the belt. We would really take that nut off with the impact before we do this. But I have already had it loose. So, sorry for the shakiness. So, this would be a 36mm socket. But since how I got it pre-loosened, I can just, spin it off with my fingers. Set that aside. Then we can pull the belt and the secondary clutch off at one time. Spin it around out here. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go set this clutch over here to the side, and we're gonna look at this belt, the factory belt that came with the machine. Okay, so let me set it down. Okay, spinning. Okay, so if you look at it, see how shiny it is? This is the original belt for this machine. When I bought the machine new. And well, when I bought it, it had 31-inch tires, boggers on it, which is over here. Had these tires on it here. Let's see, where's that size at? There it is, 31 950 14s. And had that on there without a clutch kit or anything. So that being said, eventually it started, like jerking and whatnot, because obviously this belt has been slipping a good bit, and that when you overheat a belt and you slip it, this is what happens. It kind of glazes over, and then you start getting a lot of jerking. So we'll put this belt here aside. I'll put y'all back on the tripod. And oh, there it is. It was kind of out of sight. So now we'll take a good look at the belt that was provided to us by Starknightmt. I see, if you end up buying this belt, here's the instructions on the back of it. So you'll know. And there's their website down there at the bottom. Okay, so we'll take this out of the packaging here. And we'll check out the belt. Now, as you can see, this belt isn't shiny on the edges where it rides on the clutches. It almost has like a suede look to it, you know, dull. But from what I could see, looks like a pretty nice belt. Be mindful that if you look on the edge of the belt, it'll have a running direction. And we want to put it on there where it's running clockwise, just like that. Okay? So, I'll spin around so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna walk back over here and get that clutch. Okay, so clutch, just like this, secondary clutch. Okay, we're gonna check our direction here. So just like that, we're gonna put it on here, like so. Get it up in here, get it spun in place, and then locate. I'm probably putting my head all in your way. Push, make sure everything locks in place. Okay. Now, we'll go ahead and take this tool out of here. The spreader tool for the secondary clutch, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. Yes, and I'm sure you're gonna notice that this is kind of a repeat of like the two-part video that I did earlier on. Well, that's because it was in the wrong format. All right, then you're gonna take this, the primary nut. Let me take it out. The primary nut, which looks like this. Secondary clutch nut, which looks like this. Put it back in there, up in there, and you're gonna spin it to the right, which is gonna tighten it up. All right, 36mm socket. I'm gonna take this and spin it clockwise. Okay. And that's to get the belt to sit right and it's back to its tight position. Okay. Now we need to go get our primary clutch. Alright, now, okay, now I'm going to take this, stick it up in there. You got to spin it because there's a hex that has to line up. Okay, I'm going to put this primary nut back on here. I'm going to try to stay out of the way. But I don't know how well that's going to go. Okay. All right. Now, 32mm socket, and reverse is going to tighten that. Okay. I'd imagine that's probably good. Okay. Now we're swapping over to the 18mm socket. Okay, because we got to put this bolt here back in the primary. All right, and there's that first stage of threads. I like to just use hand thread it through that and then start it in the crank by hand. Okay, now I'm starting it in the crank. All right. Hang on just a second. All right, now what we need to do now is reinstall the clutch cover. So and as I said before, we just got to reverse this process. So if you see this right here, this is the smaller side, not as thick. So this in here goes on the secondary side. And this here is your primary clutch side. But we're gonna take the secondary side in first, and we're gonna go up with that. And then in, and then over, spin, and then you can shove it on like so. Now we got to put the 9 8mm bolts, cover bolts, back in. Yeah guys, I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff with this channel. Get really serious about it. Gonna be uploading content at least once a week, and there might be times that there might be more, but I commit to at least once a week. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of power sports content, whether it's riding, installing new parts, and you know, there's gonna be more than just that on the channel at some point. There's a pickup truck that I'm gonna start working on, but that's probably gonna be much later. I'm still gathering stuff together for that build. And if you're interested in what has already been done to this machine here, which is a 2021 cfmoto zforce 950. You should go check out my channel. I have an overview video on this machine of what I've done to it so far. And I really enjoy this machine. As of yet, I've only got like, I believe it's like 200 or so miles on this machine. So it really hasn't been ridden as much as I would like for it to have been, you know, because of, well, you know, life. But hey, definitely gonna start really making time for it now. Get you guys this content. And I've said it before, you know, the reason for getting real serious about the channel is not because money. It's documenting, you know, trips and things that I've done, and sharing, you know. It's, you know, you can, with content like this, rather than taking it to, I mean, if you're someone that's mechanically inclined, but you just need some direction, YouTube is a free place to get information so you can do it yourself and save you some money. And I don't know about you, but I like being able to save some money. And I just want to point out that there's two of these bolts in here on this clutch cover that either one, you'll only be able to get like say an 8mm ratchet wrench on, or just a 1/4" drive ratchet and the 8mm socket in there to get those two, whether you're taking them out or you're putting them back in. All right, so now that is all put together. Just drop everything. Another good practice. Make sure you put your tools away so you can find them the next time you want to use them. Who, me? No, not me. I don't never do that. I'll be looking all over the place for them again. I haven't been out here in quite some time, and you know, when you quit messing with stuff, you get to a point to where you don't even know where anything's at anymore. And you have those times that you're just so tired, you don't even feel like putting everything away. Like, if you did put it away when you were that tired, you definitely wouldn't know where everything was at, because you wouldn't remember. But yeah, guys, that's the of the Starknightmt CVT belt for a 2021 cfmoto zforce 950 Sport. Now, the thing that is next is getting this thing out on the trail to do some testing. And yes, we're going to break in the belt just as the manufacturer suggests. So, if you enjoyed what you've seen in this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to comment. I like the feedback. I'll be reading the comments, as well as if you really did enjoy what you saw and you took something from it, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any future content. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.